You are like me, maybe if you're a resident of the state of Minnesota, or you're just keeping an eye on what's been going on because you're a good American, you might be saying to yourself, very much like CJ from San Andreas, GTA, you very much might be thinking to yourself, as am I right now,
oh shit, here we go again.
Ah shit. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Protests erupting in Minneapolis. What is it, 2020? And more cities after Renee Nicole Good shot dead by an ICE agent. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally got an ID on the woman shot in the head by an ICE agent after she plowed forward in her nice little SUV there. So, turns out this woman wasn't even from Minnesota. Listen here. At least you can tell George Floyd here, he was a resident of Minnesota for a long time. But this woman apparently just got here. She was from Missouri. But you know what? We'll get into it. She was shot dead in South Minneapolis during a large-scale immigration enforcement operation, as you all are familiar with, conducted by U.S. Immigration Enforcement, ICE. According to multiple reports, Good, a 37-year-old U.S. citizen, was driving her SUV when she encountered ICE agents. Federal agents and officials claim that she blocked their path, refusing to exit her vehicle, reversed, then accelerated toward an agent, prompting the officer to fire in self-defense. Videos circulating online show an agent approaching her car, demanding that she get out, and then firing multiple shots as the vehicle moved forward, causing it to eventually crash into a lamppost, I believe. A lamppost or like one of those antenna lines. You can tell. The incident unfolded around 9:30 a.m. We woke up to like a not so good morning, and Good, her last name Good, not good as in well, doing well, was pronounced dead at Hennepin County Medical Center. And the FBI and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehensions are investigating. Listen, the FBI jumped in real quick on this, much like the George Floyd case, right? During his, it took less than 24 hours for the FBI to get involved with the George Floyd situation. It took less than 24 hours for the FBI to get involved in this situation. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? There's a little bit of maybe we're spinning a narrative already. Maybe the media's already made up their mind in many ways. You know what I mean? Maybe in some ways, and I'm just predicting this, with the candle vigils you're seeing, the crosses, we lost a really good Samaritan who was blocking federal agents with her vehicle. She involved herself in a police interaction, you know what I mean? She's kind of not saying she was asking for it, but she was asking for it, you know what I mean? I'm saying that you have to be a really stupid motherfucker, really retarded on such a vast little IQ level that you have to think that, I'm gonna involve myself with federal agents with my SUV and not expect them to in any way meaningfully come back at me, even when I accelerate forward, potentially hitting one of them. All right, that train of thought doesn't make very much sense to me for some reason. A lot of bleeding hearts. Even people I talk to, in my real life, I'm trying to, converse it out. You got bleeding hearts that are just going, well, it looked like she was trying to turn away. It looked like maybe she was trying to go around him. Even though she was evading arrest, even though she was, she did a bunch of shit beforehand. No, she was just trying to get away. She was just trying to de-escalate. It's very curious. It's a very curious interpretation. Listen, I am not saying that I wanted this woman to die. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying that I'm not a police officer, neither are you. Neither of us know, well, maybe you are, but neither of us, and let's be honest, most likely you're not. Most of us don't know what it's like, will never know what it's like to have your life on the line in an instant like that. I will still slam you for bad behavior. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight here. If this person was in any ways let's also get this clear. They're not trained police officials. They're just hired by ICE. They're hired by federal, this federal bureau of shit that doesn't give people efficient levels of training. What do you expect? You expect that you're going to go to this assembled militia. Literally, it's cavalrymen. It's a bunch of fucking schmoes from around the Chicago or whatever area, the Minneapolis area. These fucking nobodies who sit on their couch and drink beer all day. And they're like, I'm going to go defend my country. And then they show up with the beer gut and they get a vest thrown on and they get the fucking the Ray-Bans or whatever, and then they go out and they beat up your grandma because that's what's paying the bills. That's what's paying the bills. And you think that testosterone, big, like, fucking fueled up energy type of environment is one that you should involve your SUV in? One that you should, like, personally involve yourself in? Of course you're asking to get shot. That's just, like, a logical train of thought. What are you even saying? What are you even saying? It's marking at least the 5th death linked to U.S. immigration crackdowns in recent months. Renee Nicole Good, also known as Renee Nicole Macklin Good, was a mother, a poet, and a writer originally from Colorado, who had recently moved to Minneapolis from Missouri. So this was an out-of-stater. Let's be real here. Out-of-stater, clearly didn't know how things worked in town, and got shot like in the Old West. She was a stay-at-home parent. Wow, she really contributed a lot to her 6-year-old son. With 2 older children from a previous marriage. God, you can really tell that this woman had her life together. Oh, you have kids from a previous marriage? Are you calling women whatever? No, I'm just saying that you kind of... You know, you look at people's lives for indicators. You look at people's lives for whether or not there's signs that they're going to engage in certain behaviors. You look at, like, oh, okay, maybe she has a disorganized past. Maybe when you look at the bits and pieces that, like, come together of what this woman's life was before, it'll make a little more sense that she had this emotional... kind of a very emotional reaction to seeing this operation going down. I mean, okay, let's finish out her bio. She apparently had a degree in English and creative writing from Old Dominion University, where she won a prize back in 2020. She was described by her family, I love this bit, she was described as compassionate, kind and devoted, good, had no criminal record history beyond minor traffic issues, and was not an activist or target of ICE operations at the time. At the time of the shooting, she had just dropped her son off at school. Oh, shit. Okay, so, like, which one? I'm just going to ask. Oh, wait, she's stay at home for the one, and then she has 2 kids from a previous marriage. Let me just get this straight. Listen. I'm just saying, this, like, fake ideals, I feel like this woman, unfortunately, was a victim of the fake ideals of feminism, where it's like, oh, sexual freedom is a lot of things, but it's, like, the most important thing. The idea is, if you can have sex with whoever you want, and if you have his kid... you're just gonna go off and you're gonna be an independent girl. You're gonna raise those babies and you're gonna, like... It's not Waitress, you know what I mean? Like, Waitress is that movie where she gets pregnant from the douchebag and then she, like, has a baby girl. And then at the end of the movie, I'm spoiling it, but it's a good movie. I'd recommend watching it regardless. Great performance from Nathan Fillion, all these great actors, whatever. RFK Jr.'s wife is in it. She's very good. She plays one of the waitresses, like, at the diner where they serve pie. And Andy Griffith is in it. Andy Griffith is one of his last performances. He's really, like, sweet as this kind of crotchety old guy, whatever. Point remains that at the end of the movie, she is like, fuck you, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to see you. This gonna be my baby. And I'm gonna raise it better than you ever could. And I'm never gonna see you again. She's never gonna hear about you. And then they do, like, this thing where she, like, walks off in the sunset, and you're, like, supposed to think in your head, well, there she goes. There's this woman who, like, really, she did it. She's gonna be good in the end or whatever. And then you go, like, wait a minute. She's stuck with some other dude's kid. It's most likely he's going to be a deadbeat. He's not going to pay anything. Child support is going to be nothing. He lives in, like... I kind of broke down the movie eventually to where I think the state it took place in was Georgia. I tracked down one of the movies, the highways in the movie that they apparently live on, and it cuts right through certain regions of the Old South. And their dialect sounds particularly like old outskirts of maybe Atlanta. I don't know. But that was my theory. But you know what I mean? Like, this woman, she thought that she was going to be Waitress. She had 2 kids from this previous marriage. She went off and had what I believe is a lesbian relationship, because in the video footage, you can see this woman going, that's my wife, with the car that just got shot and whatnot. So I think that she went off... and this is a very disorganized, like, trackable... I've met many, unfortunately. I've had a lot of time going through life, fellow employees that I've worked with, people I've met in the cities and whatnot, Fargo, Minneapolis, people I've met at diners and shit, like, whatever. People you'll catch out of the corner of your eye, you'll see them. This is a very trackable pattern for some women, unfortunately, is, like... unfortunately, jumping from situation to situation, marriage to marriage, like having 2 kids here, 1 kid here, 1 kid there. And it's unfortunately, I think that many of these women, you'll track a lot of it. A lot of it goes down to this ultimate freedom spirit of, like, I cannot be told what to do. And if a man blows it in me just because I wanted it to feel good and I hated the feeling of a condom, then I'm going to take that kid and I'm going to raise it and I'm going to be a boss girl and he's going to just be known as this fucking loser. And it's like this weird kind of like, oh yeah, sexual freedom, feminism, it's really good. Have as many kids as you want, but also like they don't need to know their fathers. They can just like, oh, go to this marriage. This is new dad. This is new mom. Like, oh, mix shit up. Blended families and whatnot. Like, it's unfortunately a trackable pattern of if you endorse the ideals that sexual freedom is what feminism's all about. Getting out there and being boss girl, just sleeping with whoever you want. That's never a good trackable pattern. And if you don't teach people that the moment you have a child, you have someone else to care about, your emotions don't matter. Your emotions don't meaningfully, they don't contribute anything to the conversation anymore. This kid is all that we got to consider now. All we got to consider. And for some reason, a lot of people, they don't learn that. They continue this pattern of like jumping from household to household. They'll take their kids with them. They won't give a shit. Though the kids will be along for the ride. But it's like, it's a notable trackable pattern. I've met many, unfortunately, women and men like this. Men, rarely they do get custody, but it happens. But like this woman, she unfortunately seemed like this type, like a very emotional type who was led by her heart and what felt right. And like she saw this operation. She was on her way, clearly, from dropping off her son. She goes, I see this injustice. I don't know what's happening, but I see federal agents arresting a Dominican man, and I need to stop it. Like, I personally, my train of thought goes, this is a federal operation. The people, they might go to Alligator Alcatraz for 6 months if they get ABC News on it as soon as possible. Maybe they'll cut it down to 4. But in all honesty, I don't need to get involved with it because that would only increase the intensity of the situation and make it worse. That's unfortunately not in the minds of most people. This woman took her SUV and blocked up traffic with it. She said, I'm gonna insert myself into the situation and I'm gonna make a scene. And she did, and it was unfortunate. A lot of people wanted her, a lot of people at the scene were saying either 2 different accounts, notably one that she was either blocking it up, she was being a obscurer, she was trying to be like, get the fucking, no, take that Venezuelan out of the back of your car, or there was another account from a couple that are just saying she was acting as a legal observer, monitoring federal actions in the area. A GoFundMe for her family has raised significant funds, unfortunately, portraying her as a loving figure whose death has devastated her loved ones. Look, yeah, it's unfortunate. I regret it, but you know, when you fuck around, as the kids say, you find out in the most regrettable way. Let's play this clip from CNN. Why not?
Growing protests tonight in Minneapolis. An ICE agent shot a woman there, witnesses say, in the face as she was in her car. She is dead. He killed her. You are looking at live pictures right now of the streets in Minneapolis. You can see all of those lights. This is a vigil near the site where the shooting took place. Crowds have been growing all night. They are chanting, say her name. And
are you fucking... yay. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. George Floyd 2. George Floyd 2. It's George Floyd 2. It's like fully the narrative. The FBI's getting involved. The FBI is immediately like sticking their toes in. They're like 24 hours right after the actual crime happened. Yeah, we're going to get involved. 24 hours after George Floyd died. Less than actually. Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's talk to the actual person who conducted the tearing apart of the body. You know what I mean? Like, there's very obvious that there's something going on here. Something grander is going on. And isn't it fun that just the Twin Cities have this passion now for like every 6 or 7 years? They have this tendency to just like blow up with protests or just be like, I'm gonna burn down Target Field. I love the energy of the people of Minneapolis. A lot of them, there's been so many Facebook posts. My favorite thing about liberal-leaning people that I know who live in the cities, I follow them on Facebook. So many of them have taken this opportunity to go ahead and really express how they feel on Facebook, and I love it. It's an opportunity on Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, X, Twitter, everywhere. No matter where you're checking it, people are going, Trump, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. It's a fun, interesting time to be alive, and honestly, we rarely see incidents like this. I'm giddy. I'm like literally shaking because I'm living through George Floyd Part 2. This is fun.
We have just learned the victim's name. She is a 37-year-old woman, as we said, and her name is Renee Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. She was shot and killed today. And ICE claims that the agent opened fire after Good, quote, weaponized her vehicle in an attempt to kill him, a federal officer.
Woo.
All right, well, there's a lot of video out there, so let's just show you some of it. Here's the video so you can see what actually happened for yourself. We warn you, it is graphic. Renee was killed. But you see agents approaching the SUV, which is stopped in the middle of the street. They instruct her to get out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according
she
to
does not comply.
Secretary Kristi Noem, then an agent tries to pull the door handle. You can see that part. The driver then puts the car in reverse, which is crucial, and sort of changing direction is almost to go around. She moves forward again. And
I love this. I love that every liberal, they're making the excuse. She was trying to get around. She was just trying to evade arrest. Why did they have to fucking kill somebody who could have killed a bunch of people with her car? Why did they have to stop the criminal? Why do you have to stop the criminal? It's ridiculous. I hate it. It's awful.
The ICE agent who draws his weapon and fires it 3 times. Now, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem calls this an act of domestic terrorism. She said,
that's fucking ridiculous. It's not an act of domestic terrorism. This idiot bitch, for some reason, wanted to be Batman. Or not Batman, sorry, feminist. Catwoman. She wanted to be Catwoman, and she wanted to block up traffic. She literally wanted to be Harley Quinn with her poison ivy in the passenger seat. She wanted to be like, I'm gonna block this shit up, and me and my girl, we're gonna make out a lesbian kiss on top of this car while we block up traffic. It's gonna be hot, and it's gonna be liberal as fuck, and we're gonna advocate for open borders while we do it.
Says there were 3 others of those today. President Trump claims online that Good violently, willfully, and viciously, this is a quote from him, ran over the ICE officer, adding that it is hard to believe he is alive.
He did not. Okay, listen. Because he was vigilant and got out of the way quickly, even though she plowed directly at him, he got tapped with the car. It tapped his waist. You can see it in the video. Go watch it for yourself. I encourage you. I'm not trying to sell you a narrative. I'm trying to tell you exactly what I observed. And if you come to a different conclusion, I love it. I love it. I love it. Do that. I encourage people to do that because conflicting opinions are what make this world fun. I will be right in a few years and everybody will swing right around to my opinion, just like everybody did with George Floyd, when they realized that he had fentanyl in his system.
All right, now President Trump puts out his own angle of the video to make that point. Let's just show you what he put out there. This is what he's putting out to show the ICE agent's life in danger. You can see, we'll go back and show that to you, that he was bumped by the vehicle. We have video from the moments after the shooting where you do see the agent.
What my favorite thing is that you have these people, they're going, he was just bumped. He was just bumped by the car. I mean, yeah, she was plowing it directly forward. He was just bumped because he was quick. What are you so mad about? Civilians are allowed to hit police officers, not even police officers, federal agents with their vehicles. They're allowed to, they're not hurting anybody. What are you doing?
Adjusting his mask as he walks away from the vehicle. So that you can see that there. President Trump says that he was injured and is in the hospital. We have learned that he's been released, which is consistent with him walking away there, adjusting his mask. Now, the Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey had this to say about Trump and his administration's account of what happened.
That is bullshit.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense.
Haven't seen the
Having
video
seen
for
the
myself.
I want to tell everybody
that's
directly.
Bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Look at that. He's already settled on the narrative. They're already settled on the narrative before there's even been an investigation.
Frey also did not mince words when he delivered a message to ICE.
Get the fuck out of
I have a
Minneapolis.
message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here.
Now, what happened today is something that Frey spoke about and warned about last night. here on the show when he talked about the 2,000 federal agents who were deployed to a city and what ICE said was going to be the largest deployment ever. Here's what Price said.
This is not about preventing fraud. This is about sowing chaos on the streets of Minneapolis, and that's what they are intent on doing right now.
In a moment, we are going to be joined by a woman who lives on the street where the shooting happened. She was recording as she was pleading with agents to let a doctor check on Renee Good, who was shot.
No, it's a headshot, man.
We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my neighbor. You caught butter in the face. You killed my neighbor. All right, we're going to speak to the woman you heard her voice there, the eyewitness, in just a moment. First, I want to go to the ground and Whitney Wild, who is there in Minneapolis tonight. And Whitney, the crowd is growing where you are. What are you seeing? What is the tone right now?
The tone right now is resilience. It is a chance to both pay their respects to a woman they did not know who lost her life.
Resilience.
From right where I'm standing. It was right on this block where, as you see in the video, she pulls out and the ICE officer discharges his firearm into the driver's side of the vehicle, and then she careens to
Kills this
the left side
innocent
of the street,
woman
crashes her
who was
car.
just trying to order McDonald's in the middle of the
Exactly where
road.
that happened, Aaron. When we walked up there earlier, and you can't see it right now, but there was a growing vigil there. Flowers laid right at the place where she spent her last moments on Earth. It was so striking, Aaron, because it was the first time that the public was getting a chance to actually see it, because this was minutes after the Minneapolis Police Department cleared out. The scene had been processed, and so they left. And the scene was still so fresh that
So
there
fresh.
was blood on the ground. Flowers were surrounding the blood from people who had come to pay their respects to her.
Bro,
And there were fragments of,
it's a crime scene.
Of a brake light, it looked like, broken among the flowers. It was, like I said, it was incredibly striking. Right now, what you're hearing is chanting. We are hearing over and over this crowd chant her name. We're hearing people speak to the crowd on a bullhorn. This is, right now, a moment of reflection and a moment of protest. This has turned into a candlelight vigil here, Aaron. I think it is important to remember that we are 4 blocks from where George Floyd was killed. This is Portland Avenue. I'm standing right on Portland Avenue.
Yep.
And East 34th Street is just behind me.
Guys, it's almost like history's rhyming. It's almost like history is rhyming. I love it. Don't you love it? I mean, I don't love that people are dying. No one loves that. There's more protests erupting. Hundreds are gathering for vigils and chanting against ICE. They're creating memorials at the site of the place, which, like, I'd assume you'd want it to be investigated before you already settle on the idea that it was like, oh shit, they killed. I understand that they're like, they killed my neighbor. I wouldn't love to watch. Well, admittedly, I do have some neighbors that I'm not very fond of. So if I was this lady and watching my neighbors get shot, I'd be like, make sure, do another one real quick. Make sure. I don't want to see them. Like, when I check the mail, that's like exactly what I'd be screaming outside the window. In all honesty, I'm just being honest with you. I mean, there's more shit going on in Southern California. Of course, California is jumping on it. San Francisco, Chicago, Southern New England. They're fueled by outrage over the incident and broader immigration raids that have affected citizens and non-citizens alike. I mean, not really. Not. This is very, very leaning in the idea that, like, oh yeah, if you're like just black and brown and you don't have an order out for arrest, you're gonna get picked up. I mean, that's not borne out by the facts in most instances. It's borne out by the facts in some instances, but those are glaringly like one. I'd say that there may be one in every. Oh, I don't know. What is the latest statistic? Let's actually check the latest statistic about what the latest per capita they have arrested civilians. They've got to have statistics on this, right? Okay, generally speaking, the number out of all of the hundreds of thousands that they've done just last year, this is according to their own statistics, 1 in every 150,000, and accounting for the idea that they only did, how many did they deport last year? How many people did ICE deport last year? 1 Just give me an answer that I can actually use. Okay, 605,000 people. So what that accounts for is approximately 6 people. Maybe a little less. I'm shit at math. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it'll break down to. To me, I'm like, well, that's kind of better than my local police. The Fargo PD has arrested more innocent people than you can shake a wet towel at. I'm mixing my metaphors because it's funny. And all right, I want to hear from eyewitness accounts. I want to review who was Renee Nicole Good, the woman killed by an ICE agent. Here's a New York Post article that we can just listen to real quick. No.
Renee Nicole Good, the 37-year-old...
She didn't have an appointment, bitch!
...mother of 3, fatally shot by an ICE agent in Minnesota Wednesday morning, was a stay-at-home mom who didn't show any signs of activism, according to family. Videos have gone viral of the shooting where Good was killed when she allegedly floored her Honda Pilot into a federal agent after blocking them in a residential Minneapolis neighborhood during an immigration operation. Was shot in the head as she attempted to drive up.
As you are neighbors, of course you're going to be biased. I didn't want to listen to the, I encourage you, actually, if you want to hear the direct statement from the neighbor, you can go to CNN's place. It's 15 hours ago as of 1:11 p.m. Protests growing after ICE agent fatally shoots Minneapolis woman. The video is 10 minutes and 54 seconds. I don't want to waste everybody's time by just going through it because I won't have anything to say about it except for that I will take this woman's statement with a grain of salt because I know that she knew this woman. She personally is affected by it. So her account of the situation is going to be greatly slanted in one direction. Baby, you light up my world.
Off, crashing into a parked car down the road. Born in Colorado Springs, Good, whose full name...
Oh, she had senpaku eyes. Look at those things. She looks like she's really focused. She looks just, fanatical.
Crashing into a parked car down the road. Born in Colorado Springs, Good, whose full name was Renee Nicole Macklin Good, was a devout Christian who took part in youth missions to Northern Ireland as a child. Good...
They pronounce it Ireland.
Had 3 children. A 15-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son with her first husband, and a 6-year-old son with her second. Good had moved to Valley Falls, Kansas with her parents after her second husband, who suffered from PTSD, died in 2023.
God, she really had 2 husbands. Holy man, she really has her life together. She's a really stable, healthy, mindful, careful individual who just loves when men just blow loads in her and give her a bunch of kids. I mean, I don't know what that says about a person's character or their kind of risk-taking abilities or whatever.
Then moved to Kansas City, Missouri, before relocating to Minnesota last year and claimed on social media to be experiencing Minneapolis, displaying a pride flag emoji on her Instagram account. Her ex-husband said Good was a stay-at-home mother. The former spouse, who remained anonymous, never saw his ex-wife as an activist and didn't know her to participate in protests. He said Good and her current partner had just dropped off the 6-year-old at school before they encountered the ICE agents. Video following the shooting appeared to capture the heartbroken partner hysterically crying after Good's death.
Hey, was he riding with her? Did you call any of your people yet?
The Trump administration tagged Good as a domestic terrorist after the shooting. Today, ICE officers in Minneapolis were conducting targeted operations.
Yeah, if you have a spouse with a temper who tends to be like, no, I think I'm going to get up and say something, be like, shut up, shut the fuck up right now, shut up. People are dying. If you have one of those spouses who's like, I'm a little tired of the way things are, and I'm going to get up and say something, just go, shut up, shut the fuck up right now. Do you want to die? Do you want to die? You have to really get this into your kids' heads where it's like, if you make a fool of yourself by involving yourself in what you're watching police detain somebody and you go, oh, what do I do here? And your mind is not confused at all, and it goes like, oh, I need to stay out. If you're confused at all in that situation, I don't know what else to say except your parents didn't raise you right. That's all I can say. You got to get it into your kids' heads. You got to be like, you need to stay out of business that's not your own. You need to, yes, there's a difference between standing up for what's right. Do that in court where you know you're not going to get shot in your car. That is the place to make your arguments. Make your arguments in court if you have any to make. But otherwise, it's not Hunger Games. It's not Hunger Games. You're not going to be a revolutionary figure. You will be to a bunch of losers who forget about you in a few years. And in all honesty, I'm predicting this for the future. You're going to see this woman's face on t-shirts, on pins, say her name, all that shit. It's going to be a big show. It's going to be a big George Floyd situation where we're going to do this as like the ultimate. And by the way, they've been laying the groundwork for this for months, where they've said the moment that we can have someone be killed in an operation with ICE, regardless of what they may or may not have done before the cameras were rolling, regardless of what and when they were rolling, regardless of what the woman did to, encourage activity around herself. Let's just move on. Let's just settle on the narrative that everybody's already pushed. I'm just saying, people, have a little more reason around the idea that, oh shoot, yeah, some people shouldn't involve themselves. That's not a great idea.
Operations when rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them. An act of domestic terrorism, DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. After the fatal shooting, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey launched a furious attack on ICE.
ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
Good was killed on her older sister's birthday, her uncle Robert Ganger told ABC Denver 7. Her parents described her as a caring human being who was killed in a stupid circumstance. Renee was one of the kindest people I've ever known, her mother, Donna Ganger, told the Star Tribune. She was extremely passionate. She's taken care of people all her life. She was loving, forgiving, and affectionate. She was an amazing human being. She was probably terrified, Ganger added, saying the circumstance of the death were so stupid.
Renee, God! Renee, God! Renee, God!
I love this. This is going to give white ladies something to do for the next few months. And I love it. I can't wait. I've already been enjoying the Facebook posts. I'm rubbing my hands together like one of those Jewish cartoons that they would pass around in the 40s. I am just giddy. I'm excited for all of the takes that you're going to hear from. I can't wait for Easter. Easter's going to be great because I can't wait. I can't wait to get scolded by uncles, cousins and whatnot. I want not even that. I want to go to friendsgivings. I want to go to friend gatherings soon. I want to go meet up with people that I know are going to just have the most fun takes where they're just going to go yeah, we're living in a tyrannical police state. I mean, you just block up police activity with your SUV. Apparently you get shot nowadays. I don't know. It ain't like when I was a kid when we were getting sprayed with hoses on college campuses by the police. You know what I mean? It wasn't like back in the day when we were burning our draft cards. Apparently people that are even like the old people who are going to be dishing out these takes have completely forgotten anything that happened when they were alive, when they were kids. It's very curious. It's very interesting. But last thing relating to this, and then we'll move on because we have to. This is not the only thing that we have to discuss. Eyewitness accounts of the woman shot by ICE agents.
We want to continue our team coverage now with Fox 9's Leon Davis.
He's been on scene since early this evening.
Leon Previs. This is one of my favorite Fox 9 reporters. He's like, I'm gonna have a snotty nose and I'm gonna talk through my teeth.
This afternoon, and Leon, you saw protesters throwing snowballs at local law enforcement who were there for crowd control, also blocking and pounding vehicles when those federal agents were on scene. You also spoke to some people who gave you their account of what they saw.
Yes, Randy, Kelsey, it's been a long day for many people. When I came here, protesters were asking Minneapolis police to arrest ICE. Now, they were at it for hours. Just take a look at the video yourself. Local law enforcement broke down the barricades and left the intersection as protesters followed, and they threw snowballs at police. Once police left, the community blocked off the road to hold a community vigil for Renee Nicole Good. And I talked to one eyewitness who saw everything unfold this morning.
I heard commotion from about a half a block away. I walked towards the scene, and there was a maroon Honda kind of sideways in the road, and people were shouting move your car, you're obstructing the road. And the car began to back up and then pull forward at maybe 2 miles an hour, and then someone started to shout no, no, and then a moment later 4 or 5 shots were fired into the vehicle.
But this lady right there, she's just trying to help somebody else. Stop. All right, call the police. Call the police on her. Instead of trying to snatch her car door open, go over there and do the proper thing. Don't do it aggressively.
I love that we got Bill Cosby over here. Bill Cosby in the beard, the gentle black guy. He's just got the gentle black guy take. Why you gotta do that? When you go down there and you go to hell, you gotta handle it like a person. You ain't known it. We doing that book learning so you can handle things with your words. We handle things with our words. We ain't doing that. We're moving on up. Don't you understand that? You gotta act like we're normal now.
How's that gonna get solved?
Again, these are eyewitnesses. There's a lot of unknown with a lot of unanswered questions as this is under investigation. But one thing is for certain, the community was loud and clear on how they felt about today's event, and they're actually still going behind me over my shoulder chanting F ICE. That is what they're chanting over and over again. Live in Minneapolis, Leon Purvis, Fox 9.
Love you, Leon Purvis. I can't wait to see more of you reporting live because this is going to be a fun situation to cover for the next few weeks, guys. You're going to hear about it first. You're going to hear about it here. Come back for more information. I cannot wait.